You saw Justina live. She was in Oaxaca in Mexico.
I was in a beautiful hot country, but I'm in a beautiful cold one now.
What was the temperature that day?
In Oaxaca, it was about 37 Celsius, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was that hot, but it was over 30. But
Yeah.
now it's actually only, I'd say only -4 or 5. Can you hold that 1 second,
Yeah.
actually? Because I'm going to do up my jacket, see?
Okay.
So, do you remember where we are? You don't have to.
Rogers Pass.
Rogers Pass. Good job. And this is where we get to show you big, fancy Canadian toilets. But this is the second of the 3 big passes between the Pacific Ocean and, of course, Banff, where I live. But look at the snow up here. This is usually the highest snowfall, certainly in Western Canada, of anywhere accessible. Now, you do get particularly snowy and wet up around Prince Rupert as well. But this is their visitor center. Do you see how bright it is? I have to put my sunglasses on too. So this all gets plowed. Now, the Trans-Canada Highway. So we drove up. We stayed in Radium Hot Springs last night. You'll notice we put up a quick little video short of the Trumpeter Swans. We followed the Columbia River, hence British Columbia. We followed it north to Golden. Hi there. We followed it north. Margaret's here.
Margaret, hi.
Here, I better turn this around.
Oh, hi, Margaret.
There we go. So we followed it north to Golden, British Columbia, where we stopped and we saw where the Kicking Horse River flows into the Columbia. Now, the old road used to go up around. It was called the Big Bend. It went way up north and around, following the river. Then they punched this road through. But why this place is significant is this is the route for the trains. Now, Major Douglas was not a nice guy. He was the same one that wanted to tunnel through Tunnel Mountain in Banff. But he also was just a racist, particularly towards Indigenous people. But the train came through, and there used to be a hotel. Where it was is down this way, about 3 or 4 kilometers off to the left. And that was Glacier House. It was another one of the great Canadian Pacific hotels. But it never lasted over the years because of all these cleared areas you see here. What are those? Avalanche chutes. Right? Mm-hmm. So the trains got wiped out again and again and again. Hey, Mary Lou. They got wiped out again and again and again because of avalanches. And so eventually the decision was made to tunnel. So there's a 6-kilometer tunnel under our feet right now where the trains come through. Then the Trans-Canada Highway was straightened through this section. And there's a statue I'm going to show you in about an hour down in Revelstoke. And it's a large fellow made of wood. Right. And it said, "Don't be a wooden head." And in the old days in the Big Bend, it said, "Don't drive too fast and drive into a tree."
Yeah.
So to keep this road open, those are Canadian military 100mm guns. Now, I have done a live tour here once or twice in my life, but always in the summer. This is what the snow looks like in the winter. So as we drove up the hill, we went through all sorts of snow sheds, we call them, to let the avalanches come up and over. And when we drive down the other way, we'll see them. So that's the whole system. But here, you will actually bring out the army, and they will blast. Now, you might remember last fall, I did a trip with a Welsh choir. Yeah. You know, they sang. So my driver on that trip was former Canadian military, and he actually was one of these people who did this. It was such a cool thing hearing his stories. And they get called out from Edmonton. So when a huge snowfall was being announced, they drive down with the guns, and there's mounts. You don't even see them, but they mount and they shoot up and they blast the rock. Look at this little pillar over here on the right with the orange sticking out. So that's again, so the plows know where the edge of the road is. And I'm not even sure it's open right now, but this is the visitor center. But look at this, Parks Canada, Rogers Pass National Historic Site. Now, yesterday we soaked for about an hour in Radium Hot Springs. Did you like the hot springs?
It was beautiful. Oh, it was like a hot bath and with snow falling.
Yeah, that's right.
Gently falling snow and a hot bath. It was great.
And bighorn sheep.
And bighorn sheep on the mountainside.
Yeah, they weren't soaking with us, yeah. But over here you have equipment. But the other point about Old Radium, I've never been able to do a tour there because I don't get reception. There had been a hotel. It was dismantled, closed down when the lease came up. There was a hotel here for years, and it was gorgeous. And I always regret not working a season there, because you'd come up here, and if you worked a season, you would then, on your spare time, just climb all these mountains, right? There's Mount Macdonald down behind me, which is, of course, named after John A. Macdonald, first Prime Minister of Canada. I think this is Mount Afton over here, but we are in the Selkirk Range. Oh, hey, Diane, nice to see you. Sorry, both of us have our sunglasses on, so it's hard to see the screen. You see how hard it is to make the screen?
Yeah.
But it's so much snow. Something I wanted to just show everyone, though, in the distance is a great big overlander truck. Now, if everyone would make really nice donations, that's worth probably $300,000 more. It'll have either Swiss or German plates on it. They are driving up and down the Pan American Highway between here and South America. And they do it, and there's quite a few, and they kind of buy and sell them between each other. But we are in Mount Revelstoke National Park right now. No, we're not. We're in Glacier National Park, excuse me. And then we're going down to Mount Revelstoke National Park. So we came into the park. All these parks were set aside after the success of Banff and Yoho. Now down here, I want to show you, there's people just getting their skis ready, and they are going ski touring. So that means, see straight in front of us, they're putting on skins on the bottom of their skis, and they will climb up in the snow. These are just great conditions at the moment to go out touring. So pretty lovely, but yeah, have a look at that truck. So we're keeping this to be just a very short little visit, but because of all the snow, I just thought it'd be fun. Now the trees are not quite snow ghosts. You want them to disappear totally under white. Yep. But the road management is a huge job. Because it's a national park, it is run by Parks Canada, and there's a Parks Canada vehicle whenever you see that green stripe over there. But also it is the Trans-Canada Highway, so they need to keep it open. So isn't it just great fun to be, hey Dave, isn't it great fun to be seeing it also? Yeah, the visitor center in there is quite interesting, but it's if you carry on, I'd love it to clear up a little more. Doesn't often in the winter, but as we get down the valley, you get to the Illecillewaet Glacier, and that's a place that people go trekking, backcountry skiing, and the whole bit. This is the Parks Canada Centre, and that's really fun to have in here. They just have a model of the area, and then back here you have access to the to a lot of the different trails, and of course it's all bilingual again. Parks Canada. That's an interesting Parks Canada vehicle there. It's an educational one for First Nations, I believe. Oh, look at that! They're hiring mechanics. If you're a mechanic and you want to come work up here, yeah. So there they are getting all their gear ready. See that kind of little camper on the back of a truck like that is actually better in the winter than the all-wheel drive vans, because you can have, the good all-wheel drive. Yeah, and then you even have electric charging over here. You know, all the fake media stuff going around. The people who used to hate Tesla seem to like it now. The people who used to like it hate it. But but it's been a switch. But they'd make up these videos that say there was a 10-hour wait to charge up. Never true. But this gives you a sense of, this is the Baloo Pass Trail. So there's so many passes through here. And there you are. You are in grizzly and black bear country. Not right now. They're snoozing. And they'll be snoozing up here quite a lot longer. And another really interesting thing that we talk about often says here, needles of 5 keep them alive. That's the white bark pine. Mm-hmm. It's an endangered species. And now, I did actually mention the car, we are suddenly in caribou country. So very, very small population. But there are caribou here. So isn't that pretty amazing?
Is that
to show exactly what, So moose are, a little different. We were looking for a moose earlier. We didn't find one. Oh, well, but it's fun to have everyone here very, very, very last minute. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, bonjour. Et il va falloir que je fasse le tour en français aussi. We've actually just been listening to Leonard Cohen driving up the road.
Which is beautiful.
Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I've got a few more songs. Having a Canadiana. So we're heading to Kamloops, where it's actually, looks like maybe a little wet. Kamloops is usually dry. But we're heading down to Revelstoke now. Hey, Paula, nice to see you. So we're heading down to Revelstoke. But even from then, I still have another 2.5 hours driving. What do you think of all the distances?
Well, they're so big compared to driving in Britain anywhere. So it's entirely new to me.
Yep, it's just vast, isn't it?
It's vast. It's a vast country. It's very beautiful. And if everything was so beautiful like this, I wouldn't mind the long journeys.
It is.
It's fine.
It is. It's just so much part. And
it's beautiful.
Coming up the Columbia Valley, we will see the Columbia River one more time. We'll cross over it. So we're gonna go down and have some fast food. You're trying to pinpoint that British accent? well, let's say when we went for breakfast.
Semi-British, it's Liverpudlian.
When we went for breakfast this morning, they were playing the Beatles. So, pretty.
So I was happy about that.
and I will be in Liverpool in about, 2 weeks or something, less. Now over across the way is all the road maintenance. So, and they've got these flags up here talking about skiing. And anyway, there's the little lone car. Oh, and some other people hanging around. There must be another car here then.
Look at
So,
the depth
and
of
yeah, the depth,
snow.
isn't it?
It's
Yeah, that's why they
incredible.
plow it all down through
Yeah,
here.
look how deep
Yeah.
it is. It's in strata.
Exactly. So there we are. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, listen, we've been on for 10 minutes and we got to hit the road, and it's kind of cold outside. Oh, you're not finding it too cold, are you?
I'm finding it really
snowmobiles.
nice, actually.
Yeah, people driving by with huge
Yeah.
snowmobiles. Oops, they're driving by because they go down to Revelstoke to snowmobile. All right, everyone.
So, au revoir tout le monde.
Au revoir. See you
From
soon, everyone.
Liverpool.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.